Hi everyone, and welcome to Protocol 36, and in today's video we'll be theorizing if Toxin will show up in Venom Let There Be Carnage. Now before we get started, if at any point you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you could drop a like, as that would really help out the channel, thank you. When the Venom 2 trailer was released, Andy Serkis was able to break down the trailer for us, revealing a certain character that will be in the film. That character being called Mulligan, who's going to be played by Stephen Graham. Now in the comics, the reason why that name is a big deal is because there's a character called Patrick Mulligan, who's also a police officer in the comics, being the first host of the Toxin symbiote. Now if you don't know what the origins of the Toxin symbiote is, no worries, I'll quickly go over that. Very much like how the Carnage symbiote is the offspring of the Venom symbiote, the Toxin symbiote is the offspring of the Carnage symbiote, pretty much making it Venom's grandson in a sense. When the Carnage symbiote was pregnant, it felt very hateful to the Toxin symbiote even before it was born, fearing that it will become much stronger than him. Therefore when it's born, Carnage plans on killing his spawn. Venom, knowing about it, wants to protect it in order to raise it and partner up with it in order to defeat Spider-Man. However, when it was eventually born, Carnage was too weak to kill it, therefore the Toxin symbiote escaped, finding its way to a police officer called Patrick Mulligan, and therefore becoming Toxin. Even though Carnage wanted his offspring dead, and Venom wanting it to team up with him to defeat Spider-Man, the Toxin symbiote actually had morals. Therefore, after Venom finds out, he pretty much offers Carnage to team up with him in order to kill Toxin because of the potential that he could team up with Spider-Man and defeat them both, as the Toxin symbiote alone is stronger than Venom and Carnage combined. Now when it comes to Toxin in Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage, even though we're just getting Carnage, they're clearly setting up Toxin to show up sooner or later. I think it's also safe to say that Carnage will most likely survive at the end of Venom Let There Be Carnage. Since Sony wants this to be a massive franchise, I definitely don't see them killing off Carnage in the film. And with Patrick Mulligan showing up, most likely having a major role in the film, I personally think we could see the Toxin symbiote in Venom Let There Be Carnage, whether that be towards the end of the film or even a post-credit scene. If I had to choose, I definitely think a post-credit scene definitely sounds reasonable to expect the Toxin symbiote in, potentially setting up Venom 3 if they were going to do a third Venom film, which they probably are. There is a good chance that we could see the Toxin symbiote bond with Patrick Mulligan, but if that was going to happen, I don't think Toxin will have a major role in the film. Patrick Mulligan will, but not Toxin, when Patrick Mulligan and Carnage's offspring bond. I think that's most likely going to happen in Venom 3, where they could possibly even do a version of the Absolute Carnage storyline with Null being the main villain. And when or if Toxin was going to be in that film, I think it's safe to say that he's not going to be a villain, as he does have morals and eventually becomes a hero. Though at the moment he has a new host called Brand Waters, who's a teenager. That said though, I personally don't think we'll see Toxin yet in Venom Let There Be Carnage. I think the film will most likely be about the relationship between Venom and Carnage, and of course their hosts, being about family, mostly being about their beginnings, at least according to Andy Serkis. He could definitely show up. There's a chance that that's going to happen, as I think Sony are trying to set up and introduce other symbiotes in the future. I'm not really expecting Toxin to show up in the film, though there's a chance that he could still be in the film, and even have him to team up with Venom to face Carnage, as it looks like Carnage will have an ally in the form of Shriek. But I do think we may see the Toxin symbiote being born towards the end of the film, or most likely a post-credit scene, which would make a lot of sense, and of course set up Venom 3. However, what about you guys? Do you think we will see Toxin in Venom Let There Be Carnage, or do you think we will see him later on? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, please like, and want more, subscribe. To begin, Protocol 36.